Welcome back to the 32 Sound Podcast. It's your host, Avery.
You got Mark in the building. What's the deal, man?
And we're here to give y'all another banger video, you feel me? So let's go
Episode
ahead and get
7.
right into it.
All right, so we kind of can jump right into the Kanye. Kanye heard about the deal with.
Controversy, yeah.
But let's talk about the good side so far. So I know before the podcast started, we were talking about what he had going on. He terminated his deal with Gap.
Yes. So the Yeezy Gap deal, which I was excited about, it was the first time we're going to see a hip-hop artist really go in with an established brand and create something that was, could have been monumental. But like Kanye West and Kanye West fashion, he, found a way to have a disagreement with whoever was working there. And now the deal's going to be terminated. The good thing is, the silver lining of the whole thing is that he's going to be going and creating Yeezy as his own brand.
Yeah.
A standalone brand, which is crazy because it's valued at $1 billion right now.
See, I feel like that's hard in itself because we love the Dame Dashes of the world in that sense, where they go out, they create the business themselves, right? They take the harder road, and the silver lining too is Sway did have the answers. that's what it breaks down to. Sway had the answers, man. You can go and build something yourself because then I feel like you recognize your power where you're able to do that, and you learn so much more than somebody else handling something or trying to push an agenda that is not somewhere where you want it to go. But this is your business. This is your entity, your dream. And seeing that Kanye can now control that, that's a blessing. That's a good thing and a great inspiration for people who want to build something like that.
100%.
Yeah.
But with every good side, there comes the controversy of the whole thing. And like we were talking about earlier before the podcast started, like Kanye West is arguably one of the greatest entertainers of our generation.
For sure, yeah.
He has a career that spans 20 years, created some of the most memorable fashion pieces, married a Kardashian, created pop culture history. With that being said, he also has his mental health that he has concerns about. He also has some public outbursts with the Taylor Swift incident with George Bush. There's been plenty of times Kanye's found himself in controversy. And the biggest controversy of this week was the White Lives Matter. Kanye was wearing a White Lives Matter shirt at a Sunday service, along with another girl, too. I saw there was another girl in there wearing it, too. And we're just puzzled. Most black people were perplexed by him wearing that because he's somebody who's been such a instrumental part of what social activism, social justice, and his commentary has been, with us for decades now. And to do something like that, it kind of twists the knife of what black people are feeling when somebody like Kanye West supports a White Lives Matter movement, which is just ludicrous.
My take is that Kanye has always been inconsistent in some ways, right? And just to keep it regular, he's just somebody who's actually going through shifts and lifestyles, a lot of changes constantly. He can play on anybody's mind. Anybody would be caught in who's my friend and who's not, right? The thing that I'm looking at, and as black people, we are more than just entertainers. We are more than just an athlete. We have multiple avenues and options of lives we can pick, we can do. We're very talented as a people. We're very smart. I don't put all of those things into Kanye. Kanye is an entertainer. Now, there are other people who are far more qualified to speak and stand for certain things. Kanye, when I seen it on social media, I wasn't commenting or anything like that because it's just something that I don't want to put energy into because there are a lot of people that look up to Kanye, right? But I feel like I'm not in his shoes, but I feel like you got to understand the blessing that you have. And you're always going to make mistakes. But Kanye, a lot of the things that you have is a blessing. Some people may not be able to experience what he's experiencing as far as a monetary thing or the things of life. Therefore, you cannot speak for somebody that does not understand that, and you're trying to speak through them through a way of which they still don't understand.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't put too much into what. Like, I love Kanye music-wise. I think if I had a conversation, I wanted to learn about music. But I don't think I will be somebody to sit down with Kanye and the whole basis of our sit-down is what what should we do systematically to change the laws? Like he's not that person that I would want in the
Exactly,
room.
exactly.
So that's how I feel about the situation. But nonetheless, it's still somebody that's going through it. And to anybody, he knows what it feels like to be black in the industry, in the corporate industry as well. He knows that feeling, and that's why like when he says certain things, I can understand it, but not when he wears that. We talking about the same person that went on TV and said something about George Bush. You know, like it's hard to.
I mean, we felt the same way when he wore that "Make America Great Again" hat.
Right.
Like when he wore the MAGA hat, people were saying the same things because it's one thing to just wear a hat, but it's what that hat represents. And you gotta understand, like, there's people out there who really do not like the color of my skin. There's people out
Yeah.
there who do not like the fact that I have a family, that I have a degree, that I have something going on in my life. They would rather see me dead in a ditch somewhere,
Facts,
and
yeah.
and if they have their way. So I think that a lot of times we forget that the history of America was founded on the backs of slaves,
Yeah.
in my ancestors, and
Yeah.
so and through the civil rights movement, when people weren't treated the same ways as they were now, they didn't have the right to vote. They had to sit in the back of the bus. They
Yeah.
couldn't use the same bathrooms. They couldn't use the same water fountains. Like that stuff really happened, and
And
that's
it's a
that.
generational thing too. Like
Yeah.
those things affected the world. Like I know it might have been like slavery was something that globally was an impact. It was a transfer of people, the migration of people from one area to another. It was something that was on more than one continent. You know what I'm saying? So and I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No, 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 no.
it's just hard to put the same, like I cannot in the same sentence say that I put the same responsibility, or like there are Dr. Kings, right,
Right.
that were in those cities that moved, and that's somebody that we would like. Social media has just put it into a position where we look at to anybody with followers as if they speak for a certain thing, when besides Instagram, right, there are actual physical places you go, right? And I don't know, you let's be real, you might have a mayor of the city, right?
Right.
But I bet you as a rapper in your city with more followers.
I mean, that's kind of like what you just said is so true. Like Dave Chappelle made a comment about that. Like people wanted to know, like on the news, people, you know how the news have like segments and stuff. They went to Ja Rule to know what his segment was about racism or something. Nobody wants to know Ja Rule's opinion already.
Hold on,
I think
I'm gonna turn again.
no, good. And that's something that in America, like you said, the only way to get the highest status that a black person in America can get, besides Barack Obama being an anomaly, is to be an entertainer or athlete. But when you have a real
Right.
when you have a real opinion on about social activism, about social justice, about things that go on in the world or even in business, they don't want to give black people that same amount of credit because they say, well, it's just like with Colin Kaepernick, like play football,
Right, yeah.
throw for 300 yards,
Yeah.
don't have an opinion on these kind of things. But I think as a society, we put our entertainers and athletes in positions that they really shouldn't be in.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be. That's not your lane. You can be in that lane. Like Little Baby made a statement about it. It can be your lane, but that's not necessarily something that I'm not looking to Little Baby for my social justice activism.
And to that, it's like a lot of these artists, we're still young, bro. Like at the same time, we're still young, and I'm sorry, I will not put my trust in somebody that and you got to talk to people who are older, who you've seen have those same scars and who are living a life of honesty. They're living a life of trying to do for others, and it's hard for me to. And this is just for Kanye's case. It's hard for me to listen to Kanye for, let's say, life advice. You know what I'm saying? Like if I want to like relationship advice at some point, I might listen to a Kanye record because maybe he had went through a situation that I was going through, right? But as of right now, it could be an age gap with sometimes because we're not talking about like Kanye's he's in his 40s, right? But just in general, man, just to the content of music that he created, the iconic lines. You cannot be. Uh, I'm sorry, man. If Barack Obama wrote a book,
Yeah,
and
you're
I'm
right,
sure
but
he already wrote a book, but I'm saying if he wrote a book about business, not business, if he wrote a book about how to move how to gather people and get a movement and get an understanding to push certain legislatures or laws, right?
mm-hmm.
If he dropped a book and Kanye dropped a book at the same time and they're both explaining the same stuff, it's I'm listening to Barack, you know? And I feel like we're in an industry where Kanye probably understands that, but you can't always take it serious because he's in the business of entertaining.
Exactly,
So you have to look at what he's doing, regardless of the fact is that he's entertaining because he's gaining money for entertaining us.
exactly.
I don't know, man. He get married to the Kardashians. What do they do for a living?
They entertain.
Man, God. But yeah, man. But I love Kanye, man. Kanye, he got a special part. I feel like in everybody's playlist, everybody's heart.
That's the thing about Kanye West that made me such a Kanye West fan is
Mm-hmm.
that during listening to the College Dropout, like he's talking about those issues, like he's
Yeah.
talking about some political issues in a very poignant way. But then obviously you gotta take it like you said. That's just entertainment though. Like he's just making jokes about it. He's making one liners. He's creating a story about it. But it's just
Mm-hmm.
a story. It's
Yeah.
not anything that actually is changing the narrative in any way. It's just, oh, it's cool to listen to, and then you put it down. Where somebody like you said, like Barack Obama, he's out there actually trying to gather people around and actually pass laws that are going to affect real change in the world. And that's where the two things different. So when I see something like a White Lives Matter, I can't look at I can comment on it, but I can't put too much weight into it. 'Cause like you said, like he's an entertainer.
Yeah. And to me, sometimes I wish I thought he would be able to. I don't even want to say that because I don't know the guy, but I love you, Kanye. I do love you, Kanye. But you ever the conversation when they be like the old heads don't understand the young people, right?
Mm,
So it's kind of hard as we're getting older, you realize the disconnect of talking to like a younger sibling, a younger cousin, or something like that, right?
mm,
So to actively get them to understand something, you have to talk in a language that they understand.
right.
Sometimes it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. And if Kanye wanted to move a needle, what made him think? And I wouldn't want somebody that I put trust in thinking that wearing a White Lives Matter was what we needed to push that. That was if you were trying to spread that message, there are a million things literally a million other things you could have done than that. But
Mm,
sometimes people think change is in tabloids and people posting that, but that's not
mm-hmm.
necessarily always real change. Because even I don't know, man. Instagram is not real. If Instagram shut down tomorrow, regardless of those people commenting, that did not put any knowledge into their heads.
Right. But what it did do is make his white fans happy.
Yeah,
They were
of
like,
course.
Kanye West thinks white lives matter. Fuck yeah, hell yeah.
And
But
go ahead, go ahead.
but it's just like, but if you're gonna be somebody who's gonna be for the culture,
Mm-hmm.
for black people, if you're gonna be one of black people's like chosen people, like you gotta understand that it comes with consequences. Like you can cater to your white fans, you can cater to your white America, but you're gonna alienate your core fan base. But then
Yeah.
it's to the point too, like, can we ever really give up on Kanye West?
No, like the key to you shouldn't give up on anybody. You know what I'm saying? But in order, and this is the reality of what the agenda he thought he was trying to prove, or he is trying to prove, is that when you do things like that, you have to sacrifice the money. That's what people don't want to do. They don't want to sacrifice the money. And when we get
Mm-hmm.
into that position, that's the difference between, let's say, something happening. I don't know if it was like Nick Cannon back in the day, or certain things where they want you to apologize for something and
Mm-hmm.
you don't apologize. You say, hey, all right, cool. I don't want to work here no more. You quit your
Right.
job. You feel what I'm saying? That in that case, maybe if you can kind of take that away from the Gap deal when
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to say, hey, we wanna push your narrative, your thought that way. And maybe that could be him trying to say, hey, I want to let everybody know it's not a white or black thing, so I'm wearing a white. No, I don't agree with that. But him doing that is a bigger example of pushing an agenda further than him wearing the White Lives Matter.
Yeah. I think too. I think he thinks that like no matter what he does, he'll always have a million people behind him. Like no matter until the day he dies, he's always gonna have somebody who supports him.
And that's a good thing. Maybe like people need that support. I feel like Kanye, he fuels off that. That's where we get those iconic records, when he fuels off that, off the support of the love of the fans, when he knows he's down or something like that. And for that, I will always want Kanye to feel like he can always keep for it. Just with anybody, definitely with somebody that's that impactful, you will always want them to be positive as much as you can, because nonetheless that person is influential. No matter what they say, good or bad, it's going to impact somebody. So you will want them to be positive. But
Yeah, I don't always agree with what Kanye does. He caused a lot of controversy, but I guess at the end of the day, he's still Kanye. That's Kanye West. That's Kanye.
and I guess like just this honestly just flows into accountability, really, because you have to be accountable and understand the message you put out there. There are consequences, and when you're grown, whatever those consequences are, good or bad, you have to accept, even if they're unintentional. You know what I'm saying? So I like, just like how Kanye was like almost 20, I don't want to say 20 years ago, but it had to be like 2005. It is almost 20 years ago.
Damn
Damn.
near 20 years ago. Yeah, 18 years.
Man, I was talking to my cousin the other day, man. He said he was born in like 2002. I looked at him like, damn. Damn, like I was pretty much in college chilling when he was even going to high school. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just,
Facts.
these niggas so young. But nonetheless, it's like back then when you went on national TV, George Bush don't care about black people, right? You're grown at that age, so you have to be accountable that when you do something like this, you put that out there. Like, you gotta accept what happens.
Right. The worst thing that can happen is people just stop fucking with Kanye West. Like you can just not be a fan, not listen to his music, not go to his shows, not support him anymore, and financially or pay any attention to him. So I think that's what's gonna happen with Kanye West. Like people just gonna like either keep fucking with Kanye or you're not.
Yeah.
And then if you're not, then you're just gonna find somebody else to champion. But if you're going to continue to act that way, but he has mental health problems and some other stuff. So you know, he's kind of at the end of the day, is that's his legacy is going to be the White Lives Matter, the MAGA hat, all that kind of stuff is going to be pushed on the rug when it's
Yeah.
all said and done. And
Yeah.
the fact that he created fucking platinum #1 albums and he
Yeah.
created Yeezy brand and Donda and all that kind of stuff. That's how he's gonna be remembered at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be. I mean, he's gonna some controversy is gonna be there.
I think Kanye has the iconic rants. He definitely pushes sometimes a conversation just on, like, it's unintentional, but mental health is a real thing,
Oh yeah,
So pushing a conversation about that, or pushing a conversation of like, man, his music to me is real. Like, if you listen to it, however crazy people feel like it seems, I feel like that's where his headspace be at. Like, you can
yeah,
listen to the music and understand.
yeah. And true, some of the times when he was ranting and going on like that, he was having manic episodes.
Yeah.
Like, and a manic episode is like when you're disconnected from reality and shit. You're just talking and just doing and maneuvering in ways that nobody really understands. He understands it, but to the rest of us,
So,
it
and,
seems
and this
weird.
is like a conversation I have with people like off here and everything like that, right? We kind of get in depth about, because what we're doing, it's like we're trying to put ourselves out there, be seen and stuff like that, right? But of course, as we get bigger, our personal lives become more public.
Right.
So it's kind of hard, where maybe 20, 30 years ago you can kind of do certain things, but everything you do is getting looked at. I seen DJ Academics was getting canceled for what he said on his Twitch live. He said something about I think her Ray Janae, Lil Wayne and Toya's daughter. He said he was talking about a situation that they had going on, and he referred to the situation of her as the B word, right?
Oh shit.
But he cleared it up. But like, it's so hard. Like, I don't know, man. You could, and it might have been an honest slip up and stuff like that, right? But when you live a public life, the repercussions of those small hiccups are so much bigger. Now it's like you might get canceled, or people pull a small snippet, but you could have been saying something and somebody filming you while you mad and you walk into your car at 2 a.m. because you got to go do something.
Right.
Anybody can get you, but like, it's just damn the 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 fact that the small things when you just having regular in your day, like you might be driving in a car, be like, fuck, I hate this fucking burger. And then you have a vegetarian activist like, why is he eating a burger? You know what I'm saying? But like if you a big enough name, that shit might actually.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Cause you see yourself like, how would you move if that was like the.
I mean, you gotta ask yourself before you become famous, like, is this what I want? Like, some people don't want to be famous, like,
Yeah.
because they know what comes with it. But every time somebody always asks somebody famous, like, if you had to do it all over again, would you be famous? Every single person says, of course, they'll become famous.
Damn.
Because you gotta take the good with the bad. Like, the good parts about it is, like, if you're really that famous, like, you're good, and you really have fans in different states and across different countries and stuff, like, you're good. Like, people are
So
gonna look
you
out for you, come up to you, want autographs. Like, you get preferential treatment. Like, you
yeah.
get the best restaurants. Like, people will just look out for you more than
So
if
you
you
think
were.
it's cat when like rappers say money over fame?
No, it's not cap. No, fame. No. The money. I would take the money over the
Yeah.
fame. Cause I was famous in Vegas. I had local fame, but I was
Yeah.
broke.
Yeah.
I was well known. I could get any bitch that I want. Like, I had clout, but I was broke. And
Yeah.
that I would rather be rich and be anonymous than be famous and broke.
For
Like, you
sure.
look at somebody. I remember. You remember the one guy who did the got him. Wealth in the grave. Remember him?
Yeah.
He had
Got him.
he had like the teeth and stuff. When I was out in Vegas, he's a legit social media like celebrity.
Yeah.
When I was out in Vegas, that nigga was homeless, bro. He
Damn.
would be on the strip. He had like holes in his shoes,
I used to see
shirt.
him out there.
Yeah, I used to see him out there all the time. And then
Damn.
I'd be on the strip. I'm just like, bro, are you good? Like, are you straight? Like, but people would come up to him after get an autograph with him and give him a couple of dollars, and that's how you go eat for the day. So it's
Nah,
just like,
damn. Like, so does he have like a disability or anything? Or
I think he does have some sort of disability, but his people obviously has brothers and he has friends and he has people who are supposed to look out for him, not looking out for him.
yeah, that's what that comes from. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Damn.
but it was just eye opening me to see somebody like in dingy clothes, dirty, not taking a shower clearly, but have people, bunch of people come up to him and ask
Yeah.
for autographs, ask for pictures and shit. It
Damn.
just fuck with your mind, like. Fuck that. I would not want fame over money. Fuck that shit.
Ooh wee. That's the route that I feel like I stand on too, man. Well, I know I'll stand on that route because like, man, fuck the money, fuck all of that stuff. I mean, not, I'm tripping shit. Fuck the fame. See, that was a blooper right there. But no, fuck the fame though, for real, because needless to say, man, people gonna hate you, they gonna love you.
Yeah.
It really don't matter if you know everybody around you taken care of, man. And I got this skin, man. I don't really care about none of that bullshit. It don't really bother me for real.
Yeah.
But I don't really care for it either. And you know,
Yeah. When you have money, you can buy fame.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you once you have enough money, like some people blow up, become famous on social media, and like as musicians and artists and stuff and comedians and stuff on social media just by having people watch their shit.
Yeah.
But social media doesn't really pay you like that. You know what I mean? So it's cool to be a comedian on social media. Your pocketbook not looking like that unless you're taking that fame and then booking shows and like doing concerts and stuff like that. So like, yeah, I mean, I feel like you can just buy. So let's just say like all fame is it's just marketing. It's just marketing and advertising yourself. And like once you have money, you could put a $10,000 behind a Facebook post and then run that shit down. And then over a couple months, people are gonna start seeing your face.
But I feel like if this makes sense, not necessarily fame, but just being successful in any field comes the level of notoriety regardless.
Exactly.
And then in today's world is that social media is so prevalent and such a powerful tool that if you have a business, you will automatically want a social media presence anyway.
Exactly.
So if your business is successful, needless to say, that's what comes with it, regardless.
And that's really how you want to become famous, by being the best at whatever you're at.
Yeah.
Like that's how fame used to be. Like if you could sing like Whitney Houston, you could be fucking famous.
She was a talent, bro. Like Whitney, ooh, man.
Crazy. Crazy talented. And like you said, like if you're somebody like Rihanna or Mariah Carey or Beyonce or like somebody like crazy, you're gonna become famous and you're gonna get money.
Yeah.
So it's just like if the biggest thing is become an expert at whatever field you're at, and then the fame and notoriety is gonna come because you're the go-to person.
So that's kind of hard because I know people talk about this a lot. It's like when you want to go into a field. I mean, sometimes it works out, but like when you almost have to go into a field and not concern yourself with the money. Yes, the money is the goal, but if you let it control you when you first get into a field, you would never really see true success, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because like a Mariah Carey, when you start singing, it's not like you go into the studio, they pay you say she had goals to be a millionaire. They don't pay you $1 million the first day you're in that studio, nor does somebody who owns a construction business own it first day when they step out onto the job site. It's like you kind of gotta grind. It's the
Day
yeah
after
you're,
day in, day out.
and it's the bigger you might be making money along the way, but you don't see the real dollars until you put that time and energy in. So whatever you getting paid up front, and if you're just in it, imagine like if you soaking up that knowledge, because it's obviously always somebody making money off of you, or somebody who knows more than you, who's doing less work but still making more. And when you start learning that, you got to learn how to move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like, and that's the hard part about getting rich. Like, it's the hard part is you got to do it every day.
Yeah,
Like, you got to show up. That's kind of like we were talking about self motivation. Like, if you want to be successful, you got to show up every day, like
yeah,
no days off, and like really do that shit. Not just for like a couple of months, not just for a year, but for decades. Like, that's how you become great. And I think that a lot of people want to take the shortcut. They just want $1 million to fall into their lap tomorrow,
yeah.
and it's a delusion. Like, it don't happen like that.
And it's to the point where people want to look like they're doing the work. So they might be doing the work when it's visible, when everybody's looking at them, but behind closed doors, they're not doing the work. But you can kind of tell, like you might not be able to tell a month in, but when you look up a year in, I can tell if you didn't really do the work. Just like in the gym, you can grind and look like you working hard when everybody else there, but if your gym partner didn't go to the gym, or somebody wasn't checking in 2 months, you can't fake that you didn't go to the gym. You can't fake that you weren't eating good. But that is the big thing. I talk to people about that when it comes to the studio, or like when people tell me, "Hey, man, I need to get more hours. I need to make sure that I'm focused." I can tell you this, like realistically, before I was even able to get a studio, how many hours I booked? Crazy. It was far more than just 2 hours. It was far more than 10 hours. It was far more than 20 hours. Before like I was able to start charging people for a studio session, I was doing sessions for about 5 years for free.
Mm.
You
Damn, say that again, bro.
like 5 years free. I'm not bullshitting. From the time I was 16, 17 to like I would do like sessions in college, but like it was so much. It was petty money to me at the time. So even that, like we had a group. I had people around me. I wouldn't even charge for beats. I would just it wasn't enough money for it to even make sense. I'm just now getting to the point where like it makes sense for me to you have enough clientele to keep the hours going. You can do certain things, but you don't necessarily like when you don't have no motivation or something like that. It's those like you can call my phone. I don't got to post that I'm working. I'm working. If you know something going on, but a lot of people just work when it's convenient or when it looks like it, or when all the stars align for them to just tap in. But it's really about what you do behind closed doors, the preparation work. That's the shit that pays off. I could talk to my boy Q the Boy. He was promoting the same song for a year.
Mm.
And then we talk about the numbers and like how he goes up, people know the song, people tapping in. He had to keep with that song for a year, post it every day.
Mm-hmm.
I can even talk for myself. Like a lot of artists, they don't get the traction they want within the first week.
They giving up.
Yeah. So I don't know, that self motivation is that you are responsible for what you don't know, what you should know. Man, talk about like when I was in college, when you take a course, man, it was a time where like I was failing the class, man. You feel me? I was doing bad. I barely went, but it was a reason why I had to dip out. I came back to the class. I'm trying to pass. Emailing the professor, he didn't want to meet with me.
Mm.
So like he would not respond. But it's almost getting time to finals. I'm failing like fuck. I need something to get past. So I would be like, damn, I'm failing this class. It's my professor's fault. I sat down for a second, bro. I swear to God, like I sat down, and then what I did was I just showed up to his he worked here. He got to be somewhere in this office, and I found him, and I sat down, and I made him give me the work that he owed me. So I had to miss school for a long time. So he was not trying to let me get the work in. I couldn't turn
Oh
it in on
shit,
time.
yeah.
So it's like, bro, no, what work do I need? You cannot. You're not about to finesse me out of this. You might think like, and for him, the predicament I was in for any professors, like I missed so much work and he not about to catch up. He not about to finish his work. I was committed to trying to finish that class because I paid
Mm-hmm.
for it. So, but just in that, bro, like I was responsible. I could have easily been like, man, it was just too hard for me. But a lot of people take that route.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's easy.
yeah, man, that's
Like
just us.
to your testament, like you said, like who he most professors too. They sit back because they sit back in the office chilling because they know
Yeah,
nobody's coming to the office.
yeah,
Everybody, like you said, like most people would be like, fuck it. I'll do it. I either do it again or I just
yeah,
don't give a fuck about it. I'll take the whatever F. But like you said, like when you have that self motivation, that self accountability for your actions, like you realize that like it's on you.
yeah.
Like after a certain point, after your parents stop taking care of you, it's on you whether you're gonna succeed or whether you're not gonna succeed. And I think too, a lot of times, like especially in the black community, a lot of times we're missing the knowledge not to get rich, but to take the right steps to get rich. For example,
Yeah.
like if a lot of people want to get rich, but never get around people who have already accomplished what they want to accomplish. So
Mm-hmm.
if I wanted to be a musician and be an artist, and I never got around another artist who's already successful, that's a detriment to myself because I'm missing out on lessons that they could have taught me about their
And
experience.
and this one thing that like I had family members always tell me this, and I used to take it as like hating when I was younger. And maybe it was, but when I started interpreting certain things, it's like for artists, maybe you might like maybe your idea rich or whatever you want to be, you might be a great artist, but maybe that's not the thing that monetarily gets you there. You know, it's like, all right, cool. Maybe you might be the best car salesman, and the car salesman allows you to fund your and when it's not about the money at that point it makes sense. But like in itself, music is a business. Everything is a business, and when it starts making sense, that's when you start. It's just basic math. What
Hmm.
can I invest my money in to make money? And then on top of that, it's like for me, when people start investing in music, it's kind of people start music when it makes sense to invest it to you might make enough money where you be like, man, I need a vice, and music is your vice. So
Hmm.
it's not something that prevents you from being able to take care of your kids, pay a car note, pay your crib, whatever you got to do to make sure you make ends meet. It just becomes something to start like what I'm saying, relaxing. But I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people kind of lose their way and they start just not being consistent, man. Just not being self motivated to complete the mission
Hmm.
and put it and go all the way through. You know?
Yeah, man. Like they say that most it takes like 10 business ideas before you finally get one. Like
Yeah.
9 out of 10 businesses are gonna fail, but that all you need is that one.
Right.
But the problem is most niggas never even start the one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they never put that first couple of hours in to even get started. Even in the
Yeah.
studio, like a bunch of niggas be like, "Oh, I want to be a rapper," but they never even put 1 hour in the studio.
And I can say I started off when I was a kid saying I wanted to be a singer.
Hmm.
That was my first dream. It's like I'm gonna sing, right? I started realizing that like I can sing, but I couldn't sing like you ever listen to Ruben Studdard or something like that? Or like I'll be around people who can really sing. A lot of people are around, they were talented. I did Mosaic at one point in time, right? And these people in here can really sing right far to a point. So I knew that like, man, I gotta learn how to play the piano too. I at least learn how to know how to sight read, how to read. Because a lot of people who can sing, they didn't take the time to learn how to read the
Right.
music. So when it came time to when it came time for me to actually learn a song, I can learn it faster than the person next to me. So when it was time to be ready, I was ready faster. That means
Hmm.
I knew the fundamentals. I can practice on something else. So I might not have been, but I can flow through it. I can learn it faster. I can write better,
Hmm.
and then that kind of morphs you to do everything else. You start becoming almost like a superhero,
Right. Exactly.
and
Exactly.
and that's what I feel like you gotta always want to learn. You gotta always want to do better. Because I started a business. This is not my first business idea. And I did a clothing line before, right?
Oh shit.
If you, I don't even think you. All right, so it's on campus. They used to have like a girl. She had lips or earrings on a shirt, right?
Yeah.
And then I had another one that just said 30, like not 32 sounds, but I had a group called Born Clutch.
Yeah,
But
I
it's like
remember that.
so on campus, I used to do all the fashion shows. So what I'll do is that I buy all the clothes. I even drove, one time I had to drive down to Cincinnati to go get them pressed out, pick up the shirts just to drive back to BG so I could have them ready by the fashion show. And then I sat there and I folded all of the clothes, bagged them, like separate them by size, gave each model one, had to keep track and then let some models keep it, right? I ain't know shit about fashion. I ain't know shit about nothing. But I ended up performing at a fashion show and I ran the table at the same time.
Damn.
But I wanted to make money. I wanted to figure that part out, and nobody showed me that shit. I didn't have like somebody like this is how you do business. So if you think you don't want to start a business because ain't nobody showed me, fuck all that. You either gonna do that shit or you not, and you gonna learn in the process.
Mm-hmm.
But if you committed, the L's are gonna make sense because when you take a L's, like bro, I know when I'm not gonna do again.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
know how that shit go. I know like when people talk prices, you got to go to a designer, go get certain shirts pressed out, order from certain sites. But I know what to look for. I know what you're doing. I'm trying to get what quality shirt, and you're trying to say, all right, which website got what the best quality. You're gonna have to spend that bread. You're gonna have to take that L. But when you do,
You
like,
learn it, yeah.
and then you meet people, you start meeting people that got, oh, you got a dispo, you got a plug on shirts. You start meeting and you start developing your network, and things start aligning. So when you start doing those same moves, it costs you less. You spend less time doing this shit that beforehand it would take all your energy, all your focus away. Now I'm solving like problems that took me days to solve. Like, all right, cool, we just gonna do that.
Yeah. Exactly, bro.
So I mean that's where I got from it. But I could say a lot of friends that were around me a lot with the music. I opened up a studio because like realistically, I knew I just couldn't rap just to make it had to be something more, but a lot of people just decided to stay in that. So for everybody to be like, man, I ain't want to be no engineer. It's not like, and a lot of engineers, I don't think they start out
Right.
like every engineer has a either instrument or a singing or a rapping story behind it, and then it morphs into something else. But
I mean, what you said was so key. Like you talk about skill stacking. Like when you were in Mosaic and you started and you were just a singer, you were like, no, let me learn how to play the piano.
yeah,
Okay, look, I know how to play piano. Let me know how to sight read. Okay, cool. Now I know how to sight read. Now let me learn how to do this.
yeah,
And it's just like you're making yourself. If you're making yourself not a zero level talent, but now you're a 5, 6, 7, 8,
yeah.
9, 10 level talent to the point where you could start running your own to the point where you run a studio right now. As soon as you start hiring more people, now you're gonna have the skill set of running a studio.
Yeah,
Then it's gonna be like, cool. Let me run a label.
yeah.
Let me run a. And then you keep leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. But your skill set allows you to level up.
I feel like just for anybody, a lot of the jobs or the things that I took as a kid, I might not have seen myself. I don't know, like if you can test for this. Like it's times where I took a job because simply I ain't had shit else to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, damn, I'm gonna learn something. You feel me? A lot of people decide to kick it at home or get into shit, but like I was always the person. Like it was one summer when I was like in college and shit. I worked for like city councilwomen, right? I'm from the city. I don't know nothing about politics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know nothing about what she got going on. But I was like, man, I need to learn how to speak to people more. You know, I need to learn how to communicate. I need to learn how to be able to move fast. So you take me now. I'm in such and such neighborhood at a community meeting, speaking to those speaking to everybody that lives in that community on behalf of the councilwoman. And I'm probably 19 years old, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking intelligently. But I feel like for me to be the best rounded business person,
Mm-hmm.
I had to know how to do that.
Exactly.
But I ain't want to like I didn't say I want to be in politics. I just know when you're successful, all of that shit.
It's just yeah. It's just a part of it. Like if you can be a good public speaker, that's that same aspect of being a public speaker relates to you in a boardroom. You need to articulate an
Yeah,
idea for investors. Like the same thing as being a public speaker allows you to hop on stage and talk to a crowd. Like
yeah,
it's the skill set of being able to talk to a group of people.
yeah,
Like and that's transferable across almost every industry because you're dealing with people at the end of the day. So 100%. I think too, that's the reason why a lot of people are staying in the same position they're at. They're not motivated because they don't want to take the time to develop any skill sets. Like they're
yeah,
happy. Like after high school, they don't really. They kind of
yeah.
just give up on life and kind of
And,
just
and, and in high
coast.
school, bro, like it's so simple because everything is structured at that point. You got like your whole life is typically structured, and for, it's some extremities people who have things going on, but shit is so structured for you to win. So when you don't win at that level, to the majority, it's going to be hard for you to win at any other level because life is 10 times harder than how it was in high school. And then when you older, you start more responsibility come to you just because of age. Just like when you get older, you don't be on healthcare no more.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get free lunch. You don't get a free meal when you go to school. Like shit like that. Just small things, kind of like become real quick, man. It was one thing I was about to say. It was on the tip of my tongue, man. I forgot it, but it was definitely about like just working and having to learn this shit though, because you would be sitting there, not understanding your ills because you so busy trying to blame everybody else for not being able, like, man, I didn't get here because this person didn't help me.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I used to kind of blame my parents. My parents, they gave me a very like chill life. Like we never missed a meal. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like we always had food on the table. We had a nice place to live. I had got toys to vacations and all that kind of shit. My dad, he did successful, but he never really achieved his full potential, in my opinion. Like I feel like he's smart. He's very intelligent, but he just never achieved that $1 million. Like he never made that. And I kind of blame him for that because had I had a dad who made $1 million before, he could have taught me how to do the same thing. And I kind of felt like I was maybe at a disadvantage. But then it was like, no, if like I want to learn how to do that, I have to go out and I have to
yeah,
find somebody who can teach me that and teach me that knowledge, and then take that knowledge and apply it into my own life, and then get the results. That's where I'm at right now. Like I'm at the point where I'm reaching out to mentors, reaching out to people who are more
yeah,
successful than me, teaching me the game, so I don't have to make the same mistakes they're making. So we can level up together. So it just takes time to develop, and it's not gonna happen overnight. I used to want things to happen overnight.
yeah, man.
I was very much into instant gratification, but that's not how life works. It takes time to develop. Like you said, going to the gym, you're not gonna get a 6 pack in one day. You're gonna get 6 pack in. I guarantee if you go to the gym one time, you will not get a 6 pack. But I guarantee if you
There's
go to
gonna
the
be
gym,
somebody out the wood where it's like, I bet you can. Trying to prove everybody right. Let me fuck out of here.
but I guarantee that if you go to the gym for 3 months, you're gonna start seeing your 6 pack. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So it just takes time.
that's a strong thing because every day, man, I feel like people tap in with me, just like with the studio. Man, a lot of people they come in here and this is important part, and I appreciate everybody that comes in and out the studio. Everybody that makes music in here is definitely a blessing, and I want to say this to everybody that taps into this, and I mean this too. It takes more than one session. It takes more than one session a month, one session every 2 months, one session every week. But like, understand too, there is a process. There is a process to get there. But even if you're not in the studio every day, you must be doing something music related every day that's going to help you doing what you're doing. Now, if this is something like music for everybody, or just for anything, if it's something that is a hobby, let it be that and enjoy it. But I tell you, once you start, like, as we get older, it can start being depression when you constantly putting this energy as if you're going to be the biggest star, but you don't actually do the work. You're going to start resenting a lot of things. And I made the mistake of being that person where I started looking around like I'm not taking off. And I started blaming the relationships and I started blaming everybody else. When I had to look around, it's like regardless of the the choices the other person made or anything like that, it wasn't on them to secure my success. It was on me to secure that shit, regardless of what the fuck they did. Just for like my mom growing up, man. My mom, like, she didn't like everybody, like, it's not up to them to dictate where you go with your life. A lot of people do the best that they can, and then a lot of people, their shortcomings, real shit happens. You can't blame nobody but yourself if you don't get to that next level. And I'm not the person to sit here it's a lot of relationships I don't have because when somebody calls me and they talk about like the studio or something like that, right? And then they talk about like, yeah, we're gonna be big next year. How? How are we gonna be big? And I don't wanna like shit on dreams or anything. Tell me what exactly we doing. All right, cool. Is it a budget you about to spend? What song are you about to drop? How you about to drop it? What publication's about to post it? And if you're not saying that, just let it be a dream. But if you're not that invested, Why do it? Because it's only gonna stress you out when you're around somebody who's doing it. And then it's a lot. It's a lot to take in too. To manage anything or to put, it's a lot of shit going on. But I got a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? When you got a lot of shit going on. Everybody got a lot of shit going on. So how do you expect somebody to be like, oh man, I got so much shit going on, but I'm gonna stop my shit. I'm gonna stop what I'm doing to make sure that you're good. And they don't even know you. They don't even they kids. They you know what I'm saying? It's that part that
Right.
you got to be on it.
Exactly. You gotta have that plan. I think so many people that's the problem that they have is they don't even know where to start, so they never
Yeah,
start. And
yeah.
like you
Damn.
said, if they don't have a like you said, like you want to be an artist, but you don't have a like everything you just listed. Like how are you gonna make it happen? Even in the business world, like doing straight business, like people always talk about having a business plan, but you don't even before you even have a business plan, you don't even have basic understandings about like how to just taking out a loan from the bank. Fuck trying to do all that shit. Go sell it one time, whatever
Yeah,
product you had. Like just fuck trying to set up your website. Fuck trying to do all that kind of shit. You don't need it. Just go back to the basics and just how if you want somebody to listen to your music, go to a random stranger and then have them play on the iPad.
yeah.
Like how many people are willing to just go
Because in this part is that a lot of people won't do that because it's uncomfortable.
exactly.
It's very uncomfortable. But I don't man. It's so many times in my life I felt like I was in an uncomfortable spot where like I feel like man I don't belong or something like this, right? But then you start realizing it's like man I was meant or these were all learning experiences, man. And we got so many we can share, but
Yeah.
I feel like just in general across the board, college is one of those experiences for people where the first time that they embark on adversity that's not always in their favor, and it's up to them to become successful in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like to some people, for me, it was like I was the only black kid in the class, right? Man, and my first major was computer science, right?
Mm.
I never took a computer science course. I didn't know what C++ was. But the kids in my class is like their high schools taught computer science throughout. My high school didn't teach. That wasn't even an option to even learn something like that. So then I started doubting myself, and then I realized they just had a head start but I would be in the same position if I had that, right?
Right.
So it's not like they're better than you. You just got to do more work.
Mm-hmm.
But needless to say, their parents didn't come. Their parents were more established than mine. My mom did everything she could, single parent. So I wasn't even mad at my mom. So like, damn, a lot of my friends didn't even come to college. So I can't be like my mom didn't do enough because shit, I seen moms didn't send their kids to school. She did more than they did, so I can't even be mad. It's like my mom gave me the opportunity to be amongst them. Now she just said, "Son," to me, it's like I can get you there. I can get you the ride. It's gonna be a lot for me to get you that ride to there, but you're gonna figure out. You just gotta figure it out for me. And you know what I'm saying? We figured it out.
Absolutely.
Feel me?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But shit, wanna keep moving forward?
Just
Cause
keep going. Yeah.
I bet. So look, man, we asked some questions on the Instagram. We got a few questions in. Keep sending us questions, but one of them was, Avery, when was the last time you cried?
When the last time I cried? I cried earlier this year, thinking about my great grandmother and the times that we spent together. And I was kind of going through it a little bit, so I
Yeah,
shed a tear. I shed a tear.
that's real, man. Yeah, for sure. So you ever like cry laughing or anything like that?
I cried laughing, yeah. I cried laughing before. Think it's funny.
That silly as hell. I don't know if I don't really cry. I feel like dudes don't cry. You know what I'm saying?
Should guys cry?
It's I'm being real. I kind of feel like no, and it's kind of hard for me to say that, but no.
Explain.
And this is a society thing. If you walking down the street and a guy walks up to you crying, right? My first impression, I'm sorry, it's like, fuck is you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you going through, bro? Because in my mind, I'm never going to let somebody catch me slipping like that.
Right.
So,
I mean, I think that's too like. Do I think guys should cry? Yeah, I think it's normal human emotion to cry, but I feel like The difference is like if you just in your feelings for no reason. Like if you just live in your
Okay,
feelings for
yeah.
no reason, if you crying all the time, if you're like an emotional mess, I'ma smack you until you pull it together. I'm gonna tell you pull it together. You're acting like a little bitch right now. Like he's the boss up. But if you have, somebody dies, somebody passed away,
Oh,
like
what?
if you go and do some shit, it's okay to shed a couple tears. I ain't gonna be mad at you.
Hey, one time, man, I was like, I was crying in my sleep. I woke up with tears right out my eyes. My girl looked at me, what's going on? I'm like, nothing. I played that shit off like a G. I don't care what y'all say, man. That shit did not happen. But no, man, I feel like it is circumstances you could cry though.
Yeah.
But it's just sometimes though, when people get drunk or they get, you know what I'm saying, they start
Yeah.
crying. I just can't get with it. I don't understand it. That emotion, like what?
Yeah, why you in your feelings for? Boss up.
Yeah, that shit
Man
don't.
up.
That shit don't do nothing, man. But look, another one is you got a sneaky link.
Do I have a sneaky link?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I don't have my main link is my sneaky link. I'll put it like that.
because it's kind of over. But keep sending them though, man. I fuck with them. I fuck with them. And then
Hold on, for a sneaky link, do you think it's okay to have a sneaky link?
no, it's not okay. It's not okay to have a
Could
sneaky
you
link.
imagine just having where you going? Oh, we gonna see my sneaky link.
You can't even say that out loud. Like
That
that's
don't even
just
sound
yeah,
right.
yeah. But you
Have I ever had a sneaky link before? Have I ever cheated? I cheated. I think I cheated one time. Actually, I cheated before, but it was only because. Oh, you know what? You know what? It was funny. The last sneaky link that I had was in choir, and I was dating this one girl, but then I was fucking another girl, and I would go and see her, and I would pipe her down. But I think we were broken up by then. I don't think I'm talking about the right sneaky link.
Oh, he got her confused. Dun dun dun.
No, I definitely broke up. Okay, I take that back. I broke up with her before. I started fucking her.
Steve.
I'm trying to think. What is it? What is a sneaky link? It's just a girl that you seen on the low, like a side piece.
I just feel like it's somebody you not supposed to be with. Like somebody that like you not supposed to be with in public, but you be like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want nobody else to know. So I don't even think it got to be like a relationship thing. I just feel like it got to be where somebody like, you shouldn't even be with them. Like you had no business.
I remember one time I was in Vegas and I piped this one girl, and she was my boy. It was fucked up. She was my boy's ex girl.
Yeah.
It was fucked up.
Was it like a one time?
It was a one time thing.
It got a sneaky link. Got to be like multiple occasions.
Oh,
like
multiple occasions. Okay.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
But she slid in my DMs like she wanted
Damn.
me. And I didn't know how I feel about it, but I told her, I'm like, we can't do this.
Why was she wilding like that? She ain't like
it's Vegas. That's how Vegas girls are. Like everybody in Vegas be fucking everybody in Vegas.
and no remorse?
No, bro, like scandalous, bro.
So they don't got no heart in Vegas.
Nah, bro.
Damn.
They ain't got no heart in Vegas. Bitch will fuck you, go fuck your friend, go fuck his friend, and go to bed, sleep at night. The girls in Vegas are harder than most. Like if you take a nigga from like Minnesota or like a nigga from like Nebraska, like the biggest playboy there, like the one who gets all the bitches, he will pale in comparison compared to one average Vegas girl. They're just different, bro. It's just different.
And then look, man, have you ever had fake clothes?
Nah, I never had no fake clothes. You had fake clothes before?
Nah.
No, it's okay.
Man, look. I do want to tell this story. I ain't gonna lie, because it was funny, man. It was my 5th grade year.
Yeah.
So, when you growing up, you don't understand what broke is until you get older, and you be like, "Damn, what the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? Because you just having a blast, right? So, I won't tell the store I got them from, but I get some back to school shoes. So like we like, all right, cool. We're gonna get the back to school shoes. My mom take me to the store. I want them. Them Jordans look clean. You know what I'm saying? They look clean as hell. Boy, I wore them like the first 2 days. Them bitches was talking to me, bro. Like the backs it came off, bro. I'm talking about in the first few days. I'm a kid. I'm on a playground. I'm playing. I'm trying to,
Yeah.
them bitches was talking to me, and then nobody knew what they was, bro. That was the last time I ever had some fake shoes like that, dog. And I don't know what my mom spent, but I swear, bro, they started like the backs done fell off of them by the end of the week, man. But I used to think they were the cleanest Jordans I ever had, bro.
Wow.
That shit was bold. But yeah, man, that ain't a crazy story, but like that was the last time I ever had nothing fake. But I could tell you, in high school, y'all used to be wearing so much fake shit, and I ain't say nothing. But that shit was fake as hell. Come on now. Listen to me. But yeah, other than that, man,
But is it okay to wear fake clothes though?
somebody told me that people who have money really wear fake shit
Interesting. Okay.
because
I
they
don't know if I agree with that, but okay.
but it could be like they might wear a bag, right?
Right.
But you would think it's real, but it's not really real.
You know what? I did have fake clothes one time. It was one time we took a trip to Chicago as like a school trip.
You about to close off the street? Oh, dang.
And we went to this little place and they had like different like little boutiques, like
Yeah,
little
yeah.
boutique stores and stuff.
That'd be the worst.
It was a time where everybody was wearing G-Shocks.
Damn.
Everybody had a G-Shock and I didn't have one and I wanted one. And I saw one in the window and it's perfect. It was like
Damn.
real bossy. It was a bossy.
Then they got you on that?
It was like $10 or some shit, like $20. I had like $25 I had in my pocket, so I bought one. That bitch broke before I got home, bro.
Damn.
That shit was so motherfucking cheap, bro. I was so mad.
It probably took like 50 cents to make that fake G-Shock, bro.
Something like that, bro. But I remember after that shit. I never bought nothing fake ever again, bro. But I remember one time I bought a fake G-Shock, bro.
I know you was sick.
I thought it was real. My little dumb ass. I'm like, they sold a G-Shock for $25. This is a steal.
Man.
That shit was fake as fuck.
I had like I had the KCO. I used to rock a KCO. I think G-Shock was made by KCO or something like that. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
But that shit crazy, man. I did the fake clothes, man. That shit tragic. I do think people with money do wear that. You saw but this is the thing too. So like, say when people do this too, it's like they might get an expensive item, break it down, and sew it to something else. So technically, isn't that fake too? Like if you got like a old Gucci jacket, but then you made a purse out of it or a bag out of it or something.
It's a fake bag, but it's real Gucci.
Yeah, like
It's real leather.
Cause look, so you see YK Osiris, like he had those pants or the jacket or something.
Yeah.
It's real fabric, but a designer got it from a different garment or something and then made it. So they bought the fabric from Gucci and then used it to make whatever they wanted to make, but it's not made by Gucci.
Right. I think it could be mistaken for fake because it's not an authentic Louis Vuitton, Gucci, whatever. But like I think that's still real. That's still, if you took it from another piece and you just repurpose it, no, that's still real.
And also too, I kind of got to put this in the same boat. When y'all be buying those fake perfumes and colognes, that's also fake. You know what I'm saying? That's wearing fake shit too,
Mark
man.
coming for y'all niggas, bro. Stop wearing fake shit.
But look, I fell for it before. I ain't fall for the fake cologne or nothing like that. But you know how they be getting you in the mall, like come in the store or something like that. Yeah, but or they be coming to gas stations or situations. But yeah, I don't know, man. To each his own. Know if you gotta fake it till you make it, I don't see why not. But just don't let nobody find out, 'cause that's your ass when they find out, bro. Especially on social media.
Yeah, I remember when I used to be big into buying Jordans and shit. Like I used to like buy Jordans. I used to like study them. I like studying for fake before I bought them. So niggas be selling fake shit on eBay. I used to buy all my Jordans off of eBay.
Oh, you used to buy eBay? I was always scared to do that, bro.
Bro, I bought my Concords off of eBay.
Damn.
I paid a decent ass price for them too, but they were authentic.
Yeah.
But I had to study for like 3 or 4 weeks to like make sure I got the right ones because niggas are selling fake shit.
Is this like pre-stock X and all that?
Yeah, pre-stock X shit. It was like high school, like 2014, 2013 shit.
Yeah.
But what was I about to say? But yeah, niggas were buying fake Jordans, like you said, buying fake Jordans and shit, like, and they be so scandalous looking. Like like, that shit does not look. All niggas at Nike would not make that shit, bro.
Because before you buy the real thing, you might as well just buy like some regular shit.
Exactly.
Excuse me, but like,
It's not that for everybody out there. It's easier to buy the real shit than to walk around with fake shit. Just buy the real shit. Pay extra $50, get the real shit, and don't have to worry about it. But You know, niggas wearing fake Yeezys.
Can't do
What
that.
Q say? Niggas wearing fake hair, fake shit, fake dreads.
Yeah, man.
Niggas just faking everything, bro.
You seen what's my man's? He played for the Heat. Jimmy Butler. He had put like the extensions in. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess if it looked natural, would you? So would
I
you?
saw that shit, bro. They put like all his pictures from every year.
Yeah.
So this shit is long.
Look ass hair, man. What the fuck? Yeah, would you do that though?
The hell, nigga, what? Hell no. I don't know what he was thinking, bro.
Oh man.
I mean, what do you think about fake dreads, bro?
What I think about fake dreads? Man, I ain't trying to rob nobody of their glory, man. I ain't trying to, whatever.
Is it glorious though to be wearing fake dreads? And then it's even worse when you like dying blonde at the end.
Man. Yo, I don't know, man. I wouldn't do it. I'm gonna say it like that. It's not something I would look to do. But
It's like wearing a weave for a man. It's the equivalent of wearing a weave.
all right.
It's you putting fake hair in your head.
So what about people with like fake hairlines then? I guess the fake hairlines is not as bad
As a weave?
as
As a male weave?
but it's not bad, man. Whatever the hairstyle, man. I think
It's a no-go for me. Fuck the fake hair. You look weird. That
But
nigga look weird.
I think it looks weird because it doesn't look natural.
Yeah. You know how they be like every Tyler Perry movie they be putting the fake hair on niggas?
Yeah, you can
Like,
tell. Yeah, that's how Jimmy Butler look, man. Damn,
like
man.
the Tyler Perry movie.
Hey, look, just for that, bro. I feel like Jimmy Butler gonna end up being MVP of this league this year. He gonna be mad as hell. Oh man,
What gave you a standout performance this year? You gonna be like,
dog. But he had said in a comment that they were natural. Yeah, he said that.
I believe they're real hair.
Yeah.
But it's weave is real hair. It's just fake. It's just not your hair.
But it's just, I don't know, man. That's just not something that I would do. But like I let like my girl wear weave or something like that. But
It look cute if a girl was wearing like fake locks or something like that.
like faux locks and shit. Yeah.
But like for a nigga, like, nah. It's enough for me.
But look, man, you have it there. All right, so episode 7 right there, man. But look, you cool with wrapping it up? Man?
Oh yeah.
All right, man. We really appreciate this, man. It's honestly an honor. I feel like it's cool to be able to see what you guys when you guys ask questions. That's kind of cool. But keep asking questions, man. Anything else you want to add?
I just want to add that if you're wearing fake hair in 2023, I'm not gonna be fucking with you. I'm not talking to you. It's over. Don't wear no fake hair. Grow your hair out. It's okay. If you can't grow your hair out, it's okay to have no hair.
Just take your time. It's a process. Like we said before, you got to plan. It's a process to do everything,
It's a process,
man.
day by day, day by day. No, I'm fucking with you. If you want to do, you can do whatever you want to do.
But too, lastly, man, Coolio. I know you wanted to touch on that.
Yeah. R.I.P. to one of the hip hop legends, hip hop icons, Coolio, sadly passed away this week. It was crazy. It was crazy because I was looking at all the comments and everything, and people were like, "This is my first album, my first rap album that I ever listened to."
A lot of people's introduction.
A lot of people introduction to hip hop music, and they said that they listened to the album top to bottom, and it was a standard album for them. So can't say enough about what Coolio did for changing a lot of people's lives and entertaining. I can't say enough about what it must mean for a family to lose him because he was, I saw his Instagram. He was out still doing concerts and shit. So
he was active.
Yeah, to have him pass away like that so suddenly, it must have been heartbreaking for the family. But my heart goes out to them.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. But appreciate
Gangsta's Paradise.
Gangsta's Paradise, man.
Gangsta's Paradise. He's definitely in the Gangsta's Paradise.
Yeah. So appreciate everybody for checking in. Remember, subscribe, send questions, and see you guys next week. Really.
See you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in to 32 Sound Podcast. Till
Let's
next
get it.
time.